What's going on, beautiful people? It's the Kid J Nolan here. Let's talk about Kendrick Lamar's new release, The Heart Part 5. Y'all already know this coming Friday. He's got a new album coming out called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. But in typical Kendrick Lamar fashion, you know, before every album comes out, he drops a single or a Lucy called The Heart. He's been doing this since his early mixtapes, since Kendrick Lamar OD. He had The Heart Part 1, now we at The Heart Part 5. So, yeah, man, of course, he always uses that as a platform to make a big statement before each project comes out. So, in this one, the main thing you're going to notice is watching the video, they doing like a deep fake face swap type of situation on there. So, throughout the video, it's like a 5 minute and 30-second video. You'll see Kendrick's face morph into O.J. Simpson, Kanye West, Jussie Smullett, Will Smith, Kobe, and last but not least, the late great Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. All right, but of course, since if I were to actually play this song or video on the actual video, Interscope and Universal Music, with all their business, they would get this video knocked down. So I'm just gonna do some breakdown of the lyrics and go into why I think this particular song is significant and important, especially leading into this final album, or at least final album from Kendrick Lamar on Top Dog Entertainment. All right? So in the intro of the song, he comes in and he says, "As I get older, I realize life is perspective, and my perspective may differ from yours. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been down with me, all my fans, all my beautiful fans, anyone who's ever gave me a listen, all my people." Now, I think that's personally significant because I feel like he leads with saying he realizes that life is about perspective. Now, throughout Kendrick's career, and I'll throw J. Cole in there as well, we've always looked at them as the great orators of our culture, the people that want us, that actually speak for us as a culture, as black people, as the urban community, quote unquote. We've always looked at them as the two main guys that stand up for us in that particular fashion. Now, what I've noticed over the past few years is that both of them have kind of taken a back seat as it pertains to the protests, as it pertains to the pandemic. They haven't really spoken much on it. And I feel that it's more deliberate than people might think. Like, prior to that, these were the people that were out at the marches, they were out at the protests. They made music that was basically the soundtrack to the protest. And now we don't really get to see them at all. You know what I mean? J. Cole only pops up in features and music videos nowadays. Kendrick shows up even less. He only really comes out when he's supporting Baby Keem, who's his little cousin. So it just seems to me that it's like, you know what? Instead of trying to save the world, let me save myself. Because everybody that gets put in a leadership position never seems to make it out alive, which is what I think directly ties into this song, The Heart Part 5. So here we go with the first verse. He comes right in and says, "I come from a generation of pain where murder is minor, rebellious and more jealous that trip you for designer, belt buckles and clout, overzealous if prone to violence, make the wrong turn, be a wheel of the will alignment, residue burn, missed at an inner city, miscommunication to keep homo detective busy." So he's talking about his neighborhood where he grew up, all of these different things, the violence, the murders, the killings, and it just happens like commonplace, you know what I'm saying? It gets so common that you get desensitized to it, right? And he actually says it, desensitized, I vandalized pain covered up in camouflage, get used to hearing arsenal rain. So, cool, you know what I mean? That's nothing we don't know about Kendrick. He's rapped about that his whole career. I done seen niggas do 17, hit the halfway house, get out, get his brain blown out, looking to buy some weed, car washes played out, new GoFundMe accounts proceed, a brand new victim and shatter those dreams, the culture, right? So then we get into this conversation of culture, but he keeps mentioning the word culture throughout every verse in this song. The chorus, as y'all know, this is a direct sample and flip of Marvin Gaye's I Want You. So, of course, he's saying, I want you to want me too, I want the hood. So he's saying he wants his people to love him, respect him, revere him. But something clearly is missing, because if you felt like they did, you wouldn't have to make this type of song. Verse 2 starts, "I said I do this for my culture, to let you know what a nigga look like in a bulletproof Rover." Okay, that's a Jay-Z flip. If y'all listen to actual music, you know what I mean? Jay-Z said, "I do this for the culture, to let you know what a nigga look like when a nigga in a roaster, show you how to move in a room full of vultures," you know what I'm saying? So That was a direct line flip from Jay-Z. All right, cool. In my mama's sofa was a doo-doo popper, head trigger, walk up closer, ain't no photoshopping. And this is where his face starts shifting, right? Friends bipolar, grab you by your pockets. His face turns into Kanye. Of course, we know Kanye was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, so now we cooking with some grease, right? No options if you froze up. Always play the offense. Niggas going to work and selling work, late for work, working late, praying for work, but you don't do pay. That is not correct. But you on paperwork, not you don't paperwork. Genius, y'all twisted these lyrics. That's the culture. Point the finger, promote you, remote location, witness protection, they gonna hold you. The streets got me fucked up. Y'all can miss me. I wanna represent for us. New revolution was up and moving. I'm in Argentina, wiping my tears full of confusion. Water in between us, another peer's been executed. History repeats again. And see what I'm saying? He's talking about the culture. Now, he wanna represent for us, but he's in Argentina watching these things happen. He's across the seas. Only thing that separates us is the water, right? But he's seeing people get executed, people getting murdered. Same stuff he was talking about in verse 1, but it's hitting a little different because now he's older. You know what I'm saying? Now he's been in this position trying to be a leader, trying to be the one that wakes us up, or speaking from a woke perspective and noticing that nothing has changed. You know what I mean? History repeats again. Make amends, then find a nigga with the same skin to do it. But that's the culture. Crack a bottle. Hard to deal with the pain when you're sober. By tomorrow, we forget the remains, we start over. That's the problem. Our foundation was trained to accept whatever follows. Dehumanize, insensitive, scrutinize the way we live for you and I. Enemy shook my hand. I can promise I'll meet you in a land where no equal is your equal. Never say I ain't told you. In a land where hurt people hurt more people. Fuck calling it culture. So like I've said this whole time, he's saying fuck the culture. Saying, you know what? I can't do it. I can't be the hero. You know what I'm saying? Having this hero complex is gonna get me killed by my own people. The same people that I wanna help are the same ones that are gonna hurt me in the long run. Not because it's a deliberate thing. It's just inevitable. You know what I mean? You look at any leader, not even just in the black community, just the leader period. You put somebody on a pedestal, you hold them to a higher standard, and the moment that they no longer meet that standard for you, you're gonna tear them down because you saw something in them that you didn't see in yourself. And the moment that that thing that you saw in them begins to dim, you feel disappointed. You feel like they don't measure up no more. So you're gonna do away with them. It's just the way that it works, right? Look at how many people do it to their parents or the people in their family. So then we get into the third verse. Celebrate new life when it come back around. The purposes and the lessons we learning now. Sacrifice personal gain over everything just to see the next generation better than ours. I wasn't perfect. The skin I was in truly suffered. Temptation and patience, everything that the body nurtures. I felt the good, I felt the bad, I felt the worry. Face your fears, always knew that I would make it here. But I knew my productivity stayed urgent. So it's like he's talking about how he sacrificed personal gain to try to do things for the benefit of the culture. But of course, like I said, the inevitable. It's just not gonna, in the grand scheme of things, like it helps people, it motivates people, but when you really look up, what did you really change? The same views made schools change curriculums, but didn't change me staring down the barrel of the gun. So, change some things in school curriculum, but it didn't change me staring down the barrel of a gun. And at this point, his face actually changes into Nipsey Hussle. I woke up that morning with more heart to give you. As I bleed through the speakers, feel my presence. To my brother, to my kids, I'm in heaven. To my mother, to my sis, I'm in heaven. To my father, to my wife, I'm serious, this is heaven. To my friends, make sure you counting them blessings. To my fans, make sure you make them investments. And to the killer that sped up my demise, I forgive you, just know your soul's in question. I seen the pain in your pupil when that trigger had squeezed. And though you did me gruesome, I was surely relieved. I completed my mission, wasn't ready to leave, but fulfilled my days, my creator was pleased. I can't stress how I love y'all. I don't need to be in the flesh just to hug y'all. The memories recollect just because y'all celebrate me with respect. The unity we protect is above all. Then he goes into talking about Black Sam, Nipsey's brother. And Sam, I'll be watching over you. Make sure my kids watch all my interviews. Make sure you live all the dreams we produce. Keep that genius in your brain on the move. into my neighborhood, Crenshaw. Let the good prevail. Make sure them babies and them leaders out of jail. Look for salvation when trouble gets real, because you can't help the world until you help yourself. I've been talking about this throughout the whole last 10 minutes of this video. No, my physical won't reap the benefits. The energy that carries on emits still. I want you. So he's basically saying that even though Nipsey's not here to reap the benefits of everything that he did in this lifetime, the energy that carries on emits still. So there is still a glimmer of hope, just a little bit at the end. But I think it's very important, man, because no one makes it out alive, unfortunately. I mean, you could do the best thing in the world. We're still going to meet our demise one day. And hope, can only hope that what we do on this earth impacts somebody else to do the same and pay it forward. But there's no guarantee that that's going to happen. You know what I mean? So I'm very interested to hear what the actual album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, is going to be. Apparently, it's going to be a double disc. Just a few days ago, he did post a picture holding 2 CDs. One saying Morale, the other saying Steppers. I'm wondering if the two sides of the project are gonna have contrasting vibes or messages. Clearly, Mr. Morale is gonna be more of a conscious effort. Sounds like the Big Steppers is gonna be a bit more, speaking from the ego. Probably have a lot of features on it, stuff like that. But let me know what y'all think of the Heart Part 5 down in the comments. If you're new here and you ain't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that little button over there. Make sure you hit the bell for all notifications, because I'm going to be doing more of this. We're actually going to go live at the end of the week when the album drops. I'm going to do a live review on every song, so I would love to converse with y'all about it. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. And like I said, drop a comment down below, and I'll see y'all on the next one, all right? Peace.